agenda very quickly now to items 3, 4, and 5 on the addendum agenda under Flood Control District Board. This is an FTZ agreement for property tax amendment. Same item 4 as Library District Board, Foreign Trade Zone agreement for property tax abatement. And then as Board of Supervisors, sitting as the Board of Supervisors under County Administrator, item 5, Foreign Trade Zone agreement for property tax abatement. Mr. Huckleberry, comments? We have several speakers.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, this is an item that is a property tax reduction incentive to incentivize a new employer to relocate to the region. The new employer is HomeGoods. They will build a new facility of approximately 800,000 square feet on vacant land just northeast of the international airport. They are a distributor and of products that are used in HomeGoods, TJ Maxx and Marshalls. They will invest approximately $79 million in capital funding, construction or equipment purchases within the next 2 years, and they will begin employment with 410 employees and grow to approximately 800 within about 5 years, peaking at about 900 employees when they're in full operation in probably about 10 years or less. Much of how they grow in the Southwest depends largely on their products and sales. They anticipate this particular location will be their West Coast distribution center, and I have provided with you dissimilar from past foreign trade zone incentive packages, performance standards that are actually included in the agreement that specify a minimum capital investment, a minimum equipment investment, a minimum number of employees retained or paid over a period of 15 years. Benefits that are actually required to be paid by the employer, such as health insurance, dental insurance, 401k contributions, and the like. The HomeGoods executives and TJ Maxx executives have agreed to that incentive package, and this is a property tax reduction that will be over a period of 15 years, and it will expire at that time. What we've done in this case is we've done in similar cases, we have held the educational institutions harmless, which simply means that they get the same amount of property taxes had the property been taxed at the commercial rate of 18% assessed value. That would include JTED and Sunnyside School District, as well as Pima Community College. We have provided the county's taxes as this incremental reduction as an incentive. It is the largest incentive that's being provided to the firm. And if you look at the sheet that talks about taxes before and taxes after, I think the good news is that the taxes on this vacant piece of property, the county taxes, are $36,000, and post actual improvement with the foreign trade zone property tax reduction, those taxes will go to $207,000. So this is probably as close to a win-win-win situation as I think we can achieve. So I recommend the item to you for all of our taxing districts and have suggested that the city of Tucson follow suit. But again, we offer by the largest incentive package.
Thank you, Mr. Huckleberry. We do have several speakers. And I want to ask that Robert Lenhard approach and speak, followed by Steve Agan, followed by Executive Director or CEO of Trio, Joe Snell.
My name is Robert Lenhard. For the past 32 years, I have been involved as a financial intermediary in Tucson, which simply means I've assisted hundreds of business sales and purchases. I wanted to relay to you a situation with which I was dealing last year. And it involved a small manufacturing company here in Tucson who engaged me to help them sell their business. The elderly owner had decided it was time to retire and accordingly asked me to attempt to find a purchaser. I did so, and I found a party in Atlanta, Georgia, who made 2 trips to Tucson, looked at the company, liked the financial data, liked the company, felt that he could operate it successfully, and then he engaged in a process which we refer to as due diligence. He performed a SWOT analysis, which is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and targets. In the course of his SWOT analysis, he ran across a number of situations here in Tucson and Pima County that seriously alarmed him. The first was the fact that he said, I'm looking to make a very significant capital investment in Tucson with respect to the acquisition of this company. But he said, I really think that I'm unable to pursue the matter further because as I read the news and explore the internet, I learned that Tucson has significantly voted against the Rosemont mine. Now, of course, that's Hud Bay. The Grand Canyon University declination had just occurred. And then he said, with respect to the Air Force and the F-35, he said, Pima County strikes me as though it is an environment not terribly conducive to conducting business, and therefore, I'm going to look more seriously at Maricopa County. He said, I just cannot risk my significant investment in an area that is apparently not business friendly. Those are my comments.
Thank you. Mr. Reagan?
Good morning, my name is Steve Agan, and thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to address the board. I am a retired Raytheon CFO. I've been in Tucson for over 23 years. I'm now an independent consultant within the aerospace and defense area, and also a member of the TRIO board. And I'm here representing myself as well as members of the TRIO board in support of this proposal. I think it's very important with what we can do with this particular company coming into the Tucson region. It brings in excellent opportunities for employment. It brings in excellent opportunities for potential growth, and I think that this initiative will be positively received in the community as well as what its impact will be, the economic impact that it will bring to this region. So I urge you to support this proposal. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Snell?
Joe Snell, 120 North Stone, Chair Bronson, Supervisors, Happy New Year. I hope we have a prosperous 2015. I also echo the comments of Mr. Hagan and urge you to support this foreign trade zone pilot. I think Mr. Huckleberry has done a good job of outlining the economic ramifications of this project. This is a significant project that's been underway for about a year now, and I want to specifically take some time to thank many of you. Thank Sharon Bronson, Ramon Valadez, Chuck Huckleberry, Ray Carroll, others that have worked on this behind the scenes in one way or another. This was a multi-state competition for this project, and frankly, we could use this shot in the arm at this time. Nearly 1,000 jobs and $1 billion impact doesn't come around very often. And I really appreciate the work that the county has done in economic development the last several years. This will strengthen our position as a logistics center, adding to companies like La Castagna and Target.com. And I think it'd be really great for the community, and thank you for your consideration in supporting this.
Madam Chair, I have a
Supervisor
question for
Miller.
Mr. Snow. It was some information that you had put forth that it was going to have an economic impact of $873 million. The question is, do you have a copy of that analysis? I would like to get a copy of that.
I believe the county has a copy of that, so.
We do, because we didn't get it in the background material, but I would like a copy of that. I just have to say that, and then the other question, and I'll have to ask Mr. Huckleberry afterwards, so I won't bother you with it, it's related to that, but I have to say that in the analyzing this, I think a job well done in negotiations and making sure that we get a really good benefit in Pima County. And that jobs are coming and that we ensure those benefits are provided over that time. So, great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Snell. What's the pleasure of the board?
Madam Chair.
Supervisor Valadez and Supervisor Miller.
Madam Chair, as Joe indicated, the county has stepped into the fray of economic development over the last several years, and that's become as a direct result of the business roundtable with you, Mr. Huckleberry, and I've had beginning in about 2009. Obviously, we have taken a more active role because that was the recommendation that we do and that we needed to do. Because there wasn't any other entity in our region that had the capability or the ability to do it. This is a wonderful example. It's taken about a year to get put together, but I think it's going to have a very positive impact on our employment base, on our economic impact, and I look forward to many future successes in terms of our economic development strategy. With that, I had the opportunity to speak with the COO of this organization last week, and I welcomed him to our community. And with that, I want to make a motion to approve item number 3, number 4, and number 5 on the addendum agenda. Second.
There's a motion and a second. Supervisor Miller, I believe you had some questions.
I just had one question for Mr. Huckleberry. The beginning of the tax reduction is 19% and it phases down to 5%. Could I get the schedule of that? Because that wasn't in the background material, and just when that happens, when it goes from, I'm sure it goes 19 to 10 or whatever, I'd just like to get a copy of that schedule.
Yes, so Madam Chair and Supervisor Miller, it's effective immediately. In other words, it goes into effect as soon as they go on the tax roll as a new building. So it goes from 19 to 5%, and that's part of the, the economic incentive package. And
So only the first year is 19%?
No, it's for the first year through 15. But to get that each year, they have to meet minimum performance standards with
Right.
regard to investment, equipment, payroll, and number of employees as well as
And
benefits.
then after year 15, it goes to 5.
After year 15, it goes back to 19%.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Thank you very much.
Madam Chair,
Supervisor Elias.
just for procedure's sake, I'd like to note that item 3 is under the Flood Control District Board that we're acting as, and item 4, the Library District Board. And then the final one, sitting as the Board of Supervisors. Just so that's clear for the record and for the public.
Thank you, Supervisor Elias. Is there any further discussion? There's a motion to approve those 3 items. Are there any objections? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously.